If I'm being, authentic and honest, I didn't know these award categories. There's so many of them existed, a year and a half ago. And when I first got started on my diversity and inclusion journey, I really just wanted to make a change and a difference and modify the culture of the industry as a whole and make it a better place to work. I was really inspired by a focus group that I attended with Reid, and I think he's been quite a mentor to me. I think diversity and inclusion events, they're fantastic, they're really important like this, and the awards are fantastic. It's fantastic to recognise other people's contributions to the industry. However, diversity and inclusion for me is the day-to-day behaviours. It's not being a bystander, being an ally, and just being someone's hero. To win the award, it feels fantastic. It does. It's a real recognition of what we've done, but it doesn't stop here, and we need to look at transferring it to our partners as well, and having an impact at scale, I think. Well, actually, we did a pre and post perception questionnaire on the programme and its impact, and 85% of the participants felt that their expectations were exceeded. I think there's a sense of belonging in the company. There's also, more of an awareness of how to deal with and positively challenge any exclusionary behaviours they might encounter on a day-to-day basis as well. So yes, we intend to roll it out further. We've got the reverse mentoring program coming up, and that will give us our business leaders a first-hand insight into the day-to-day barriers that employees face that can't really be tracked on a dashboard. I think it's significant the work we've done because studies show that it can be difficult talking about race, and I relate it back to an analogy of everybody's got someone who's close to them who's female, and gender inclusion is immensely important, but not everybody who's got someone who's close to them who is of a BAME background or LGBT, and it's really just about winning hearts and minds, I think.
I think the key thing about our programme is that everything that we've done is replicable within any organisation of any size. The work around addressing issues of ethnic minorities, I think, is key at the moment. We have a massive and unprecedented skills shortage in the sector, whilst at the same time we have a huge underrepresentation of women and of ethnic minorities, of LGBT and people with disabilities. And actually, if we address that underrepresentation, arguably we wouldn't have a skills shortage. And so we think this work is very important. And as Teik says, it doesn't really stop here with the award. It's about using this award win and this recognition to start or continue the conversation around BAME and race issues in this sector, to really open the doors to the candidates that we desperately need. The best of all available applicants will obviously include some ethnic minorities, some women and LGBT and people with disabilities. It's not a one-size-fits-all, and so really, really important recognition, not just for us as Balfour Beatty, but for the subject of BAME issues within construction sector. So the award itself was for our multicultural affinity network, which essentially is about supporting our BAME and non-BAME colleagues within Balfour Beatty to have a place and a space where they can come together to share their experiences, but also to support the business to understand what it is to be an ethnic minority working in construction, but also specifically working in Balfour Beatty. The initiative itself has sparked a number of kind of sub-initiatives, if you like, things like the reverse mentoring program. We did a research project looking at what is the experience of an ethnic minority employee working in the construction industry, what are the barriers to BAME people coming into the sector and progressing in the sector as well.
Reverse mentoring flips traditional mentoring on its head. So I think traditional mentoring is having someone more senior in the business mentor someone more junior, whereas reverse mentoring is having someone more junior mentor someone more senior on the day-to-day experiences. So it gives them an insight on the day-to-day challenges we may face, and how you can positively change the industry to make it more inclusive as well. And I think there's a lot of transferable stuff that we've done, which can hopefully propagate across the industry. Both Aaron and I work in procurement and supply chain management, so it's something that we're quite keen to do.
The interesting thing about traditional mentoring model is you'd have, as Teik said, kind of a more senior person mentoring a junior person. And all the experience I had of working with senior mentors was every time they'd come back from a mentoring session, they'd go there with an expectation of passing on all of the knowledge that they had, and they'd come back with a realization that actually they'd got more out of the session than the mentee had got, and they'd got a new understanding and a new appreciation. And so the reverse mentoring thing is really just a formalization of that realization, which actually is more senior people have got much to learn from junior people and younger people in the business. And that's what we're doing with reverse mentoring, specifically around women and also around ethnic minorities in the business as well.